Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I am going to talk about my week. I've been filming my weekly update, I think pretty much all year, and we've been keeping up with my journey thus far following Weight Watchers. So this week was crazy busy. Did I say crazy? It's just been super duper busy. And the first thing we're going to attribute that to is going back to work. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I keep talking about it anyway. So going back to work, it's just still a process. I'm still trying to figure out how to structure my day, structure my schedule, structure my to-do lists. I don't know why it's throwing me off. I mean, it's no different than working from home, except it's different from working from home. It's driving there and getting fully ready and blah, blah, blah. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about it. But anyway, I'm struggling with my my routine, I guess you want to say. So let's jump in. We're just going to jump in, and hopefully my intro here will make sense as I'm going through how my week has been going. So last week I filmed and posted my meal prep video, and I'm trying to do those meal prep videos about every other week. I'm trying to give you a cook with me in between. I've been filming my grocery hauls. My grocery haul wasn't really anything to write home about this week, so I'm going to combine that one with next week's. And hopefully that'll give you just an array of items that I've been purchasing and what I'm using them for. So on Thursday, I normally will post a what I ate today or a cook with me video. And this Thursday was just crazy fun, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I didn't get a chance to post my Thursday video, so I apologize if you were looking for that. So only one video last week, and I'm just kind of following my agenda here to make sure that I stay on track. All right, so normally we would talk about my grocery haul and what I was cooking for dinners, but this week has been kind of a little bit crazy here and there. So let's talk about what we're going to do for dinner next week. So next week, this is my plan. My plan is to make chicken tacos. That is a crock pot meal. You'll find that on my channel, but maybe I will do just a quick, maybe I'll try to film a what I ate today when I make that meal so that I can just refresh your memory on how it is made. It's super easy to throw in the crock pot, but I'm telling you, so good. And the leftover chicken can be used so many different ways. We're going to have cheeseburger bowls because I have the hamburger already browned in my fridge. I've got the 96.4 lean, so I'm going to go ahead and use that out of the fridge. So I will pick up the things that I need for that, and we'll have that for dinner. And here's the funny thing. I only need to make dinners on Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, my husband usually fends for himself because Wednesday is my Weight Watcher day, so I go to Weight Watchers, and then I have my call with my coaching client later that day. And then on Thursday, I have a hair appointment. My husband swears it was only 3 weeks ago, but I'm telling you, it's been like 6 or 7 weeks. So hair appointment on Thursday. So he'll be fending for himself 2 nights this week. And if I decide something else that I want to make on Friday, maybe we'll do that, or maybe we'll just go out to dinner on Friday. I don't know. It's going to be one of those weeks. So I'm planning on cooking twice this week. I know that's bad, but I plan on having like soup, or, you know, I'll normally prep my lunches for the week. So whatever I prep for my lunches, I'll just have that for dinner on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, I'll have to hit a drive-through or something, and maybe I'll do Chick-fil-A or Culver's that day, because those 2 restaurants are super easy for me to choose at. I know that the grilled chicken sandwich is like 7 points, 6 or 7 points at both restaurants. That's pretty simple. And I get a different side, you know, each time I go. So that just kind of varies as to how many points I have that week. All right, so back to my list. Normally, I would now share what my weigh-in at the scale was, but hello, Michigan. We had a nice big ice storm, and our location was closed on Wednesday. So I do weigh myself at home, and I always weigh myself at least once, sometimes twice a week on my home scale, just so I can see, you know, where I'm at, where I'm progressing, if I need to rein anything in. And when I weighed in last Wednesday to this Wednesday, I was down 1.4 pounds. So I was really looking forward to getting on the scale and seeing another loss on the scale. Now let's insert Thursday. So that would have been Wednesday. Thursday, everything started to melt. I was only working a half day that day because my daughter treated me to a spa day. And we had massages, a pedicure. It was, you know, had dinner. And I'll put a couple pictures at the end of this video if you want to see just a kind of a quick little overview of our day. But I did share that over on Instagram, I think yesterday on Friday. But it was an amazing day. I mean, I'm very lucky that she took me out and spoiled me, and it was really a good day. But we did go out to dinner. We did have a drink or two. We were there all day. I mean, we were there like almost 9 hours. And you start adding the points for the alcohol, you start adding the points for dinner and the sides, and you kind of go through. And what I decided to do is I just decided to wipe my points out for the day. I wiped my points out for anything that I didn't use that day, and then I wiped out my points. I think I added another 30 points from my weeklies and just wiped those out and just called it a day. Now, I could have sat down and scrutinized everything that I ate and put down everything that I did, and then went into, mind you, my points reset Thursday morning. It would have put me in the negative. I mean, maybe it didn't. I mean, I didn't eat much, but it could have put me into the negative. And rather than going into day 2 of my week in the negative, I went in there with the attitude that, you know what, here's what's going to happen. I don't have any weeklies. However, I can gain rollovers throughout the week, and I can get some exercise points, which is going to motivate me to get that activity in. So I went into it with a positive attitude. It is Saturday. Again, it is my birthday today. We are going out to eat today, but I chose a restaurant that I know what the points are. I went ahead and pre-tracked my dinner, and I pre-tracked a beer because I plan on having a beer tonight. And this is probably the most I drank. I normally don't drink during the winter, you know, maybe once or twice a month. So this is like a lot for me. But I pre-tracked all of that, and then I rearranged my breakfast, my lunch, and my snacks around that dinner, and I was able to gain some points. So I'm actually in the positive right now, which I'm feeling great about. I mean, I'm really feeling good about. So let's go to our next topic. Well, just as of last week, I was down 11.8 pounds. I don't think I shared that last week. So if I maintain that 11.8, I'll be super happy when I weigh in this upcoming Wednesday, but stay tuned. I'll let you know how that goes. And I also had, we were looking for some pictures, and I ran across a picture from me last summer. So I will insert that side by side from a picture I took last week here. And I know I probably lost a little bit of weight before I jumped back into Weight Watchers in November, but I can see a difference. I can see my face is slimming down. I can see, you know, how my body's starting to slim down. And again, every little non-scale victory helps. So remember, if you are also doing your weight loss journey right now, take those pictures. Take some full-length ones, take some pictures of your face, because just those side-by-side comparisons will help keep you motivated if that scale isn't moving. So that's your tip of the day for, you know, helping keep yourself motivated. All right, so let's jump into exercise, activity, whatever you want to call it. Right now, I am still closing my rings on my iWatch daily, and I'm very excited about that. We actually had a super busy day yesterday. We had to go to a funeral, unfortunately. My sister-in-law's mom had passed away. And then we went to my grandson's school play after that. And we stopped by, again, Culver's. I got a chicken sandwich, no sides, so that I could stay on track and hopefully get some rollovers, which I did. And then I came home and I jumped on the treadmill for 25 minutes. And I was very proud of myself that even though it was 10:30 at night, I still came home and jumped on the treadmill because I wanted to close my rings and I also wanted to get in that activity. So hopefully I can keep that up. All right, so that takes me to closing my rings. And if you are not familiar with closing your rings, I made some notes. Now, you can adjust your settings on your iWatch, which is what I did about 2 months ago. And the normal exercise was 30 minutes of exercise every day. And I was struggling. I was struggling with that. And it was too much for me at the time. I may adjust it up a couple of minutes, but I moved it from 30 down to 20. And you know what? Some people might say, well, you're not technically closing your rings. I am closing my rings, but you know what? I am not struggling and I'm not beating myself up for not closing them. And I made that goal attainable. And just because of the fact that you are not doing the exact same as everybody else does not mean that you're not winning or you're not succeeding. Do you. And if that's what's going to continue to motivate you, good for you, continue to do it. My stand is set for 10 hours out of 12. It was 12. Now I put that down to 10. Again, I'm going to move that back up because I think that I've been consistently hitting that one, and I think that one's a little easier now that I'm up and down a little bit more throughout the day. And the move calories, mine is set at 400. I don't know what that was before. It might have been like 420 or 450. And when I'm continuing to hit that successfully and continuing, maybe after a month, I may move that one up a little bit. And again, I'm going to move them up in increments. I'm not going to move them up into an area where it's not attainable for me. And again, then I start beating myself up for not being good enough and not being consistent enough. Once it gets to be that, then that is unmotivating for me. And if it's unmotivating for me, it's going to make me just go, you know what? Why bother? And that's kind of where I go. I feel like I've been talking a lot. All right, so the books I'm reading. We're going to start wrapping this up. The books that I'm reading, I just finished the Blueberry Muffin Murders. I think it's the Blueberry Muffin Murders. And I'll put a screenshot here. And again, I always rate this series a 4. It's really good. I've been also posting my books that I'm reading over on Instagram. And hold on, I'm going to come back to that in a second. And I've been rating them. And I wanted to do that because of the fact that it's going to help me keep track of how many books that I got through this year, which will be really cool at the end of the year because I always lose track, or I don't write it down, or I don't keep a list of them. And this is a way that I think that I can keep track of them. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the next book that I started reading on my Kindle, I had finished the book that I was reading before. What book was that? I didn't write it down. The Gingerbread Man. That's what I was reading. So I finished that one, and then I started Marlene's Revenge, and I'll put both those books in here too so you can see those. But I started Marlene's Revenge, and that is the second book. I think the first one was Gretel, and again, you'll see I've already put that here. But here's the thing with that book. I don't know if it's recapping the last book and trying to catch you up so that if you didn't read the first one, you were there, or if I've already read it and I haven't caught up enough on it yet to know if it's the recap or I've already read it. And I even tried to look back at my Kindle, but when you get some books on Amazon Prime, sometimes it doesn't register that you borrowed it and sent it back. If it does, I don't know how to find that. But if you know how to find that out, let me know in the comments. But I don't think that I've read it. So I'm going to continue down the road with that one, and I'll keep you posted on that. But it's a spin on Hansel and Gretel and the witch, living in the shack. So the first one was really good, and I think that it was like a free download or something, or a 99-cent download. Again, it could have been a Prime download, but I know that, it was good. And I was looking forward. I had the Marlene's Revenge on my radar, so I'm looking forward to finishing that one. So a little different genre from where I'm at, but I'll continue down the road on that one. And then we'll see which book comes up next, because I think I have 4 or 5 books queued that I'm on the waiting list for on my Libby app. So once those come into play, then I'll pause the other books, and I usually put my full focus in on the book on my Libby app, because I only have 14 days to get through those. All right, so that's where I'm at. So let's talk about what's coming up on my radar for next week. And I think I already touched base a little bit on that. Going back to work, got to be in the office 3 days next week. I have Weight Watchers on Wednesday. I have my hair appointment on Thursday. I don't think that I have any plans. I'm probably going to have another birthday dinner next weekend, because there's no way that I can fit it all in and stay on plan this week. So if I know that I have at least one more dinner, maybe 2 more dinners coming up, I like to spread them out. And tell me if you do this or if you don't do this. When you have a birthday coming up, I like to spread out my dinners so that they're smaller, and so that I can focus on the people there. When you have a larger birthday party or a birthday dinner, it's so hard to talk to everybody there and catch up. And we don't meet up with some of our friends and, as often as I would like. And when you don't do that, it's really hard to catch up. So I'm trying to keep them small. Plus, I don't have to cook dinner as much. So that's always a bonus as well. All right, so I think that concludes everything on, nope, I have one more thing. Okay, here's my last question for you. When I talk about what I'm watching on TV, I normally focus on regular TV and Netflix. I most recently got AMC Plus. I subscribed to their subscription streaming service. And I got that because I wanted to watch the Anne Rice's vampire interview with a vampire series. It's a new one that just came out. There's also the Mayfair Witches, which was another Anne Rice book. And I think I've read almost everything that Anne Rice has put out. I loved her books. Mayfair Witches was a struggle. That was a novel. I think it was like 1,000 or 1,200 million pages long. And that book jumped back and forth, modern day history, modern day history. And it was really hard to read. It took me a little while to get through that one. Good book. I mean, highly recommend, but it took your focus to make sure you got through it. So I'm looking forward to watching that. And there is another one, History of Witches. It's another witch one, but I think it's another witch one. I'll have to look that one up, but I'm sure we'll talk about it once I start watching it. But here's my question to you. Once I get through those 3 series on AMC Plus, what else, if you have it, are you watching on there? I've already watched every single Walking Dead there is. So I think that's on AMC Plus too, but I didn't miss any of those. So let me know what you're watching on AMC Plus if you have that one, or if you don't have it, what you would like to watch on it. Either way, it's fine, because I have it and I'm looking for recommendations. Otherwise, I'm going to finish those and then I might pause that subscription until something else pops up. I don't like to keep too many of them because it's ridiculous. You can't watch everything. I don't have that time, that amount of time. As I'm talking about not being able to get my schedule together, and I'm like, hey, what other series should I watch? All right, so we'll leave it at that. I'm going to wrap up today's video. I'm going to get this video edited. I'm going to get it posted, and then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my birthday today. So if you are celebrating anything, go celebrate, enjoy your day, or just celebrate that it's Saturday. Celebrate that you are just having a good day, or just find a reason, just a random reason, and go have a great day. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for your support, as always. If you're not subscribed and you think that, you like where I'm going with my channel, hit that subscribe button, like this video. And with that said, have a great day, and we will see you next time.